Week 7 in the Always Sunny in Sayreville League, and we're getting back on track. This is the weekly update. Oh, my ACL! Alright guys, after 7 weeks, there's almost no players left in the NFL. Pretty much everybody's hurt. Guys are breaking their knees, guys' heads are falling off, there's no lineups left, everybody's got a concussion. I'm pretty sure the Super Bowl is going to be a one-on-one game. I think one guy got AIDS during the game. So if you have like a full lineup of healthy, startable players in Week 8, consider yourself lucky. In Week 7, we saw a couple of teams separate themselves from the pack. In Week 7, we saw one group of teams separate itself from the other group. 4 teams went to 5-2, but we'll get to that in a minute. First, we'll talk about Week 7's GOAT. I think this is 2 weeks in a row now. Open slot. Okay, here's the situation. Lost by a pretty small margin to a now 5-2 Golden Showers team. The upset was right there for the taking. The only problem is, I think Matt's mailed it in. It's very early in the season, but he's got Ahmad Bradshaw on his roster. Ahmad Bradshaw has been on IR for a couple of weeks. He started James Jones, who was ruled out of the game before the game started. It's not like he got hurt and didn't play. He's 2-5. He's the lowest scoring team in the league. Open slot is not making a very strong showing right now. On the upside, 6 teams in the league right now are at 2-5 or 3-4. In a 6-team playoff, 2 of those teams are getting in. So even at 2-5, everybody has a chance. And let's not forget that last year's champion got into the playoffs at 6-7. And now, the Week 7 heroes. Yes, I said heroes. 4 teams pushed their records to 5-2 this week, creating a clear upper echelon in the Always Sunny in Sayreville League. 3 Porters and 1 number 2 are at 5 wins and 2 losses, and the battle for playoff position is officially on. Toddler Fight Club scored 146 points in their win over Rusty Strombone this weekend. Calvin Johnson went off for 38.5 points, and Toddler Fight Club is in a deadlock tie atop the Porter division. Also at 5-2 in the Porter division is tight end to wide receiver. They got there by beating What You Talking About Hillis in Week 7. Solid performances right across the board. The only player who didn't score at least 10 points on tight end to wide receiver was his kicker. This is a lineup of solid players from top to bottom, and their momentum is certainly moving in the right direction, having won their last 3 games. And rounding out the 3-way tie at the top of the Porter division is the Golden Showers. He only scored 103 points, which I think was his lowest output of the season, but he was playing against the open slot. And as we know in fantasy football, it's all about matchups. In this game, TGS did sustain a couple of injuries, losing Jay Cutler and Doug Martin. It seems like maybe for a little while. It should be interesting to see how he fills that need at running back going forward. And rounding out our 5-2 teams, all alone atop the number 2 division is Shower Hub. In Week 7, he got star performances from Matt Forte and VJax, both of whom went for over 30 points. And he rides a 2-game division lead and a 3-game win streak into Week 8. So we talk about it all the time, guys. Injuries play a major role every NFL season. And I don't know if I say this every football season, but it seems like there's been a lot of catastrophic injuries so far, more than usual. So with that in mind, I thought it would be a good idea for us to take a trip out to our medical center right now to get some insight on what we've seen so far and what we can expect from each of these injured players going forward. So let's go out live right now to the Always Sunny in Sayreville Medical Center and get the mid-season injury report. How's it going, guys? This is your commissioner here at the Always Sunny in Sayreville Medical Center. Actually, there is no Always Sunny in Sayreville Medical Center. I'm here at the office of the very famous surgeon, Dr. Andrews. You guys have all heard of Dr. Andrews, performs a lot of the NFL surgeries and stuff. We're going to talk about a couple of the NFL injuries. So first of all, I just wanted to say thank you very much, Dr. Andrews, for a minute of your time.
It's my pleasure. And by the way, call me Jim.
Dr. Andrews, just the first thing I want to get into is a couple of wide receivers. First one being from the Atlanta Falcons, Julio Jones. Any information on Julio?
I thought he was dead.
Green Bay Packers wide receiver Randall Cobb. Any news on his injury?
He's got wristicuffs.
Say again, please.
Wristicuffs.
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 Wristicuffs. What about San Francisco 49ers wide receiver Michael Crabtree, who's been out for the entire season so far?
He'll be back in 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay, all right. And what's he dealing with right now?
He's mad dumb.
Wide receiver Mario Manningham from the San Francisco 49ers?
He'll be out about 3 to 4 weeks due to his coming down with an aggressive case of Weisenheimer's. This happens.
Jeremy Maclin, wide receiver from the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, he's going to be out to 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay, all right.
Well, his head came clean off.
Really?
Ugh.
What about wide receiver Denario Alexander from the San Diego Chargers?
He'll be out about 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
Too much of the hot sauce.
Malcolm Floyd, San Diego Chargers wide receiver. How long do you think he'll be out?
I think he's going to be out indefinitely.
Okay. What's he dealing with?
Brokeback Mountain.
Isn't that a movie?
Yeah.
Reggie Wayne, wide receiver from the Indianapolis Colts, who seemed to be really banged up with injuries. Any information about Reggie?
He's out on INR.
INR.
INR. Do it again.
INR.
INR. He's sick with the perp. Swerve.
Okay, switching from wide receivers to tight ends. Do you have any information on Owen Daniels from the Houston Texans?
Yeah, he's got a very serious case of the Jimmy legs.
Jimmy legs.
That is correct, sir. The Jimmy legs.
I didn't know that was a thing. Dustin Keller, tight end from the Miami Dolphins. How long do you think he'll be out for?
It could be indefinitely.
Okay, what's his injury?
He dropped the dun-dun-dun.
Dwayne Allen, tight end from the Indianapolis Colts. Seems like he's going to be out for a little while. Maybe?
Not necessarily.
Okay. Well, here's one. We got a couple of running backs that got injured. From the Indianapolis Colts, Ahmad Bradshaw.
Spina bifida.
That sounds pretty serious.
It is.
His teammate also dealing with an injury at running back is Vic Ballard.
Oh, face of bifida.
Is that a thing? Face bifida.
I have the stethoscope. I should know.
Same team. There's two bifidas. Okay. Doug Martin, running back, just got injured from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Any information? What's his injury that he's working on?
Doesn't he have that Benjamin Button disease?
Shane Vereen, running back from the New England Patriots. It seems like he might be out for a while.
Look, it could be a while. I mean, he's just out here trying to function.
Sam Bradford, quarterback from the St. Louis Rams, just went down with injury. Any insight?
He'll be out 6 to 8 weeks with a pulled pork sandwich.
Quarterback Jay Cutler, formerly from the Golden Showers, just got hurt and he just got released to the waiver wire. Can we have an idea maybe how long he might be injured?
He's going to be out indefinitely. He blew out his O-ring and he dropped a lung.
That sounds serious.
I would say.
Okay, this has been enlightening. We're going to go ahead and send it back to the studio. So, reporting live from the Always Sunny in Sayreville Medical Center, I'm your commissioner.
And I'm Dr. Jane Andrews, back to the studio.
Wait, Jane Andrews? Alright guys, key matchups. The first key matchup we have this week is the 2-5 Rusty Strombone versus the 2-5 Gotham Rogues. Like I said before, nobody's out of the playoff picture quite yet, and both of these teams could really use a win. The next key matchup we have, believe it or not, is Toddler Fight Club at 5-2 versus the Open Slot at 2-5. In this game, Matt can take control of his team and take control of his destiny, or we'll find out if he really did just roll over and call it quits. And it bears mentioning that the rest of our matchups this week are between 5 and 2 teams and 3 and 4 teams. One team has an opportunity to really take control of the playoff picture, and the other team has an opportunity to bring them right back to the pack and make this season a little more interesting. So that's it, guys. Week 7 update over. Remember to set your lineups. Remember to stretch and warm up. It's always a good idea before any strenuous physical activity. Take your vitamins, minerals, HGH, testosterone, DECA, and I'll see you next week where it's always sunny. So there's that.
Does that mean I'm not getting paid?
Pardon? No,
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, you're not getting paid anyway, but that's just because the Always Sunny in Saverly doesn't really have much of a budget.